Live from beautiful Oriole Park, we've got baseball on the show. It's the Houston Astros taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Ready to go now, Jeremy Pena now at the plate.
Number 3, Jeremy Pena.
This one in the air, center field. Cowser on the move. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. One pitch and one out. Jose Altuve up to hit here.
Second baseman, Jose Altuve.
Right through there for a strike. Rogers. He has a reputation, I don't know, maybe a knack for working himself out of tough situations that he finds himself in. You know, you like that in a relief pitcher, but when you have it for a starting pitcher, a guy that can get out of a tight spot, that is pretty valuable. Swing and a ball drilled in the air to center. 2 down.
And you won't see the skipper rush to get somebody up in the bullpen as soon as he starts to see some signs of trouble. This guy's earned a longer leash, and because of that, confidence grows with the players and teammates playing behind him, that when things get a little rough out there, they know he'll find his way through it.
2 down, nobody on. On the corner for a strike, and it's 0-2. How much of the ability to do that in a tight spot is the mental approach?
I think it's very much being able to have a laser-like focus, slow everything down, stay right in that moment, pitch to pitch execution, and focusing on that catcher's mitt.
On the ground. The tag, and that's out number 3, inning over. Jordan Westburg getting ready to hit.
He's got pop, which is a little sneaky because he's so comfortable with taking his base hits to the opposite field, but he can jump you if you make a mistake.
Up the middle, into the outfield, base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Checks over to first, back safely.
Base runner with a one-way lead right there. All he's trying to do is get a look at the pitcher's move. Had no intent of stealing on that pitch.
Swung on, belted, carrying well. And it's into the bleachers, out of here. A 2-run blast. And the Orioles jump out in front. It's 2-0. Pete Alonso in the box now. No balls and a strike. Swings through that one.
It can be tough to bounce back after a big home run, but nobody on, nobody out. You just have to treat it as a fresh inning.
In the air, pretty deep out to center field. Brings it in. And there's one away. Here's Adley Rutschman, known for his rocket arm behind the plate. Ripped to short. Over to first. Rutschman retired. 2 down, bases empty. Next to hit, Taylor Ward. First pitch swinging. Foul tip straight back, and that squared him up in the mask. That didn't feel good. Next offering is outside. And he chases that one, and the inning is over. Top of the second, so here's the Astros cleanup hitter, Carlos Correa.
the ball.
Correa batting in the cleanup spot, and he was born in Puerto Rico. Grounds one to short. Henderson. And quickly one away in the second. So digging in, Isaac Paredes. In the air, left field, and that's got extra bases written all over it. 2 away now. Yainer Diaz up next for the Astros. Hard liner. And that is that. Back here in Baltimore, and into the box for Baltimore, Colton Cowser.
Now pitching for Houston.
New pitcher coming on, the veteran,
56.
Ronel Blanco.
Ronel Blanco.
Pretty tight game, so they're looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
Next pitch is outside. Hard hit, right side. That's 1 out, the bottom of the second. Here's Tyler O'Neill.
7, right fielder, Tyler O'Neill.
Swing and a miss. There's the slider. And it's 0-1.
That's the ball.
That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Battling here as he fouls it away. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 2 gone now. 2 outs. Base is empty. Next to hit, Jackson Holliday. Out to center. Myers moving back for this one. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. All set for the start of the inning. And stepping in for the Astros, Christian Walker. Rogers back to work. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Foul ball there. Foul ball. It stays 0-2. No question about this one. It's out of here. He muscles that one out the opposite way. So next up for Houston, Zach Cole. Here comes a pinch hitter for the Astros, Cam Smith.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
That one ripped left field, and in one hops the wall. Safely into second. He's got a double.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Loud contact leads to the double. I mean, you could tell it had extra bases written all over it as it jumped off of his stick.
And that's in there at the knees for a strike. Here's the pitch. Runner on the move to third. Whips it to Mountcastle, and one away in the top of the 3rd.
Up next.
So the Houston lineup turns over. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Jeremy Pena. Fly to center his first time. And fouled off.
You know this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
Yoan. Swing and a pop-up. Base hit. The tying run is in to score from third.
No, he didn't get much of that one, but it's going to look like a line drive in the box score tomorrow. He clearly didn't catch that one on the big part of the bat, just kind of muscled it out there.
Runner takes off, pitch in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. Line drive to short and caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
This one in the air, center field. And that'll do it. Set for the bottom of the third, and into the box for Baltimore, Ryan Mountcastle.
Ryan Mountcastle.
You know, it didn't take Mountcastle long to make a splash at the major league level. In 2021, he became the first rookie to lead the Orioles in home runs since Kurt Blefary in 1965.
Andy O'Toole. Just missed.
I don't know how you take that one after the called strike on the corner, just a little bit off the edge.
And now it's even up. Line drive, base hit, right center field. So now back to the top of the order.
Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Westburg in now, takes ball one off the plate.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
That's down and in.
On this count, runner not known for his speed, but I think you got to put him in motion. Try to avoid a double play here, Boo.
And now the count is full. And another power hitter lurking in the on-deck circle. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk. First and second, no outs. Gunnar Henderson digs in now. He's already homered here in this one. Ryan King into the game.
Bringing in the lefty with the left-handed hitter coming up to hit. Classic bullpen move right here, so we'll see how it works out.
And a swing and a miss there. Hard ground ball for a base stop. Here comes the runner. He will score, and the Orioles take the lead.
He was all over that one. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch, just shot it through the infield.
Alonso swings through it for strike one. Runner on the go. Ground ball up the middle, and a base hit knocks in a run. Runner stops at third, and they're at the corners with nobody out. Adley Rutschman, the next to hit for the Orioles.
You know, these Orioles really impressing me with the quality of their bats in this one. It's been fun getting a chance to see them go to work. They jumped all over the starter and knocked him out of the game early. He just was never able to settle in, and the damage was done by the time he got the hook.
Swing, and he popped it up. One down.
And if you're a manager or a hitting coach, you love to see your guys really fighting for every at-bat, every pitch. It tells you a lot about how they showed up to the ballpark today.
Now he steps off. And a foul ball. Traffic on the bases with two already in to score here in the last half of the third.
Oh. Could use a ground ball here. Something in the infield. Runner at first base. Get two. Get out of this.
Swung on. Belted. That one carrying. Out of here. He flexes his power with that swing. And they add to the lead. It's 7-2. Base knock center field. So a man aboard now with one away.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field. He's getting a little frustrated out there on the mound, getting hit around a little bit. Let's see if he can settle himself down.
Base hit center field. And out to a board.
Up next for the Orioles.
Here's the second baseman, Jackson Holliday. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. In the air, right field. Smith on the move. And makes the grab. Runner tags at second, and he's up to third safely with 2 gone. Here's Ryan Mountcastle.
It's early, but these at-bats can impact the game just as much as they do later. Here's a chance to set the tone early for your team.
For Houston, number 69, A.J. Duvall.
This one's smoked on its way out of here. Ryan Mountcastle hits one out. It's their second home run of the inning, and they boost their lead. It's 10-2.
A good hitter gets pitch recognition early. He saw exactly where that was going to be. The challenge, not get over anxious and come out of your swing. He stayed on it and got all of it.
Here's the Orioles leadoff hitter, Jordan Westburg. Swings and misses, went with the sweeper. In the air, center field. Myers under it. That is the inning. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now a 10. Back here in Baltimore, out of the 4th.
Well, every pitcher wants a run support, and having a lead is nice, but it can be challenging for some pitchers. I think keeping the mindset to attack instead of trying to be too fine.
Now this ball is well hit. This one's got a chance, and that's going to bang against the wall. The throw into second, and that's a leadoff double.
Waste no time there. Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
Ripped, but it curls foul.
Well, these Astros, to put it bluntly, need to put together more competitive at-bats, and I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations at the plate. They're swinging early, being aggressive, but 1 or 2 pitches later, the at-bat is over. That's not going to cut it if it's not resulting in hits, so they might want to be a little more selective up there.
He's got it. 1 away. So up next, Yainer Diaz. He's 0 for 1. Check swing called strike. Strike 1.
Well, he's looking great so far. It helps when over 80% of your first pitches are strikes. He might be able to go the distance if he keeps this up.
On a line, and this one looks like trouble. Correa on his horse and coming home. He'll score easily. It's 10-3. Pulls into second. That's an RBI double.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Off the bat, that one registered at 105 miles per hour, man. That is smoking, and these days you hear it all the time, but the numbers just don't lie. If you can drive a ball like that, more often than not, you're picking up a knock.
Man at second. Pop foul out of play off to the right. The 0-2. And that's with the swing. It's a strikeout.
Up next for the Astros.
Cam Smith up next for the Astros. A double and a run scored his first time up. Foul ball. Man on second, 2 down. And it's fouled away. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again.
Teased the zone with that fastball a little bit up. Fouled it off. Expect him to go a little bit higher with this next one.
And ball one.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
That one is absolutely belted. Carrying well. Booyah. A 2-run homer. And next to hit for Houston, Jake Myers. Line drive, base hit. So the 2-out knock extends the inning and sends them back to the top of the order.
First pitch swing in, went up there with a plan to be aggressive. Hooked around pitch on the outside, but he was still able to square it up pretty nicely. And that takes quick, strong wrist to pull that off.
Now a chance for Jeremy Pena. And he hits a ground ball right side. Whips it to Mountcastle. Inning over. Bottom of the 4th and into the box for Baltimore, Gunnar Henderson. In the air to left center. Myers settles underneath it. 1 up, 1 down. And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. He has, as they like to say,
let me guess, Boo, light tower power?
That's right. Not even close there. And that's ball 1. Since debuting in 2019, no player in the majors has hit more homers than Pete Alonso. That smash towards center. And there are 2 outs. 2 down, base is empty. Adley Rutschman, the next to hit for the Orioles. Oh. And that one is inside. Fouls one off out of play, back to our left. 2-1 now. Just missed. On a line out towards center. That's a base hit. And that keeps the inning going. Taylor Ward will hit next. He's already homered in this game. Line drive, base hit down the line. Around second is Rutschman. Hung up in a rundown now between third and home. There's the tag. They get him. And that's the inning. Ready now for the 5th inning. And stepping in for the Astros, Jose Altuve. Hit hard on the ground to short. Throws to first in time. 1 pitch and 1 out. Now it's Yordan Alvarez. In the air out towards right center. And that's got extra bases written all over it. 2 down. Here's Carlos Correa. 1 for 2. Next offering, pop foul off to the right out of play. 2 down, nobody on. There's a swing and a drive. That ball's carrying. And he brings it in on the warning track. We head to the bottom of the 5th and into the box for Baltimore, Colton Cowser. Steven Oker comes on now.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
And that's a check swing at a ball in the dirt. And a count even 1-1. Just missed. That one fouled off. 2-2. That one ripped right center field, way back there. And that one hops the wall. Now around second, going for third. And he's got a leadoff triple.
Well, I'm sure he feels really good about that one. Came screaming off the bat. I'm sure exit velocity's off the charts. No doubt he squared that baseball up perfectly. So there was no fluke to that triple by any means.
That's a ball.
Swinging a drive, deep right field. That one carrying. Gone into the flagpole. He sends it out of here. And they add on. It's 12-5. Now it's the second baseman, Jackson Holliday. And that is out of play. 0-1 down. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Safe at first as they can't make the play.
Up next for the Orioles.
So man aboard. And now it's going to be Ryan Mountcastle.
Oh.
Now pitching for Houston.
Astros go to the pen, and here comes Ryan Abreu.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Swings through that. Up the middle. There's one.
You're out.
Throw to first.
He's
Safe.
safe.
So back to the top of the Orioles lineup. Jordan Westburg, the next to hit.
Jordan Westburg.
Tap to first. Walker. Quickly to second for one. Not
He
in
beat
time
it.
at first. It's a fielder's choice.
Up next
And down
for
the
the
shortstop,
Orioles.
Gunnar
The
Henderson.
shortstop, Gunnar Henderson.
Pitch out, but no action. Henderson in his fourth year, 24 years old, and he was a second round. Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there, on its way, gone. Another homer. His second home run of the game, and they add to their lead. It's 14-5. Here's Pete Alonso. In the air, left field. Alvarez sprinting after it. Pulls it in on the run. And that's the third out. Well, this game isn't very close, Singy. Let's see if we got any messages from those tuning in today.
I know we got some good stuff in there.
Singy, were you superstitious as a player?
I'd say a little bit, and I wouldn't want to admit it, but I think, you know, you have a good game the next day. You're maybe thinking a little bit when you're putting your spikes on. Which one did I put on first? What did I eat? You know, let me just bring that back into today.
So you weren't superstitious, you were a little stitious.
Yes, I was medium stitious.
It gets down a base hit. And that's a one-out single.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got
next
something
for
he
the
could handle.
Astros.
Textbook
First
bat
baseman,
control right there.
Christian
Got a pitch
Walker.
on the outside, saw it deep into the zone, and just barreled it up, went the other way for the knock.
Swing and a high fly ball right field. Brings it in. 2 down. Now it's the right fielder, Cam Smith. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. O'Neill going back on it. Booyah! Another homer. His second homer of the night. So 2 down. So next up for Houston, Jake Myers. Swing and a miss. There's the slider. 0-1. He's one of those Dave McCarty, Mark Carrion, Ricky Henderson types. Throw left, bat right.
You make a note of those guys because it's just different. It's like, man, you're left-handed, but you hit right-handed.
Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. Base is empty, 2 away, but 2 runs are in, and we're the top half of the 6th. This one in the air, center field. Cowser makes his way towards it. He makes the grab, and that'll do it. Back now at Oriole Park. So now the Orioles cleanup hitter, Adley Rutschman.
Ball.
Left field. Alvarez heads towards it. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. At the plate, Taylor Ward.
Left fielder, Taylor Ward.
This to third, Correa. Scoops it up off the dirt. Great pick. They get out number 2 on a tough play. And now the center fielder, Colton Cowser. Up the middle, into the outfield, base hit. So the inning is still alive with Tyler O'Neill coming to the ditch. On the mound now, Angel De Los Santos.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
Tap foul at the plate. Next pitch misses outside. 1-2 to count. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Still manages a throw, but it's not in time. Base hit.
2 consecutive base hits for this team. That's one of those you classify as just too hot to handle. Hit it on the screws, and it couldn't be fielded cleanly, but you can't really blame the defense in that case.
Now Jackson Holliday. 2 on, 2 outs. Swing and a ball popped up. He's there. He's got it. That is the inning. We go to the top of the 7th. Here's the Astros leadoff man, Jeremy Pena. This one in the air, center field, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. Here's the former MVP, Jose Altuve. 0 for 3 in this one. In the air, right field, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. Here's Yordan Alvarez. 0 for 3 with 2 flyouts and a ground out. This one ripped, but foul to the right. 2 down, nobody on. Hit in the air, right field, and that one way back there, and that is way gone. And they cut into the lead. Correa up to hit. 1 for 3.
Number 68, Tyler Wells.
And the 0-1.
Oh.
Two down, base is empty, but 1 run across here in the top half of inning number 7. Pitch is in the dirt. Ball 2. Dives, and he can't hang on. The throw is still in time, and they get it out of the play. Bottom of the 7th, and into the box for Baltimore, Ryan Mountcastle. Not close with that one. Ball 1. Up the middle, and it finds its way through for a hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Timing on the swing was good, able to shoot the ball up the middle. Didn't square it up as much as he probably would have liked, but that's a good approach paying off.
And that's a fair ball. Pushing for more, pushing his luck. Throw comes in. Runner stopped. Second and third. Nobody out.
Back-to-back base hits. Got the top of the ball a little bit, but not much. That was hit pretty hard.
So the closer summoned from the bullpen, Josh Hader.
Huge opportunity to add on to the lead for this offense right now, but we'll see what he has to say about that. He's going to have to make some great pitches to work out of this jam, though.
Yeah, that's outside, and it's 1-1.
Not really attacking on the mound in this at-bat. All breaking balls, so that makes me think they're not really wanting to challenge him here.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Hard hit, base hit. One runs in. A second scores as well, and it's an 8-run lead.
That's now 3 hits in a row for the offense. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Now there's a bullet down the line. Fair ball. Henderson around second, headed for third.
4 hits in a row, and they're really swinging it here. I really like the approach to that swing. That was a good changeup on the corner, but he recognized it early, did get jumpy, and just smacked it to the opposite field.
Rutschman in the box here lets that one go for a ball.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
That one fouled off. Plenty of offense in this one, Singy. I guess you'd say kind of what we expected, though.
Well, this was a game, looking at the pitching matchup, where you expected offense to score and not.
On the ground, a short could be 2. There's 1. They get the out, but the run scores on the twin killer. Bases empty after the double play. Taylor Ward, the next to hit for the Orioles. The 1-1. Fouled off left side. 2 gone, bases empty, but 3 runs across. Here the bottom of the 7th. Swing and a miss. Ready to begin the 8th. Now here's the Astros designated hitter, Isaac Paredes. Yeah, that's in for a strike. 0-1. Gets to it with a slide. Fires to first. It's there, and that's a great play. So digging in, Yainer Diaz. On the ground to the left. And that's just foul. Ripped on the ground to second. Whips it to Mountcastle. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th. 2 outs, base is empty. And now it's Christian Walker. Ground ball up the middle. Henderson over to first in time. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. Back here in Baltimore, bottom of the 8th. Colton Cowser now at the plate. Late on that fastball. In the air, left field. Makes a nice grab at a full sprint. And there's one away. Digging in, Tyler O'Neill.
Tyler O'Neill.
And a swing and a miss.
That's a ball.
The Orioles up big in this one. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one ripped left field. That's back there. Just missed it. Here's the second baseman, Jackson Holliday.
Last couple of
that's
pitches
a ball.
breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
Fastball for a strike. Towards first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Back now at Oriole
Leading off
Park.
for Houston,
We go to
right
the
fielder,
ninth. Cam Smith getting ready to hit. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a ground ball. On the run, sends it over to first, and they get the out. Here's the center fielder, Jake Myers. Line and a base hit into right. So that will bring up the top of the order with one away. Now it's the shortstop, Jeremy Pena. That one hammered, but pulled foul. Swing and a drive, deep right field. That's down. One hops off the wall. The throw in. Lead runner holds at third. So two runners had scored position and just one out. So next up for Houston, Jose Altuve. Left field, way back there. That's got a chance. Booyah! And they get a few back. That's their fifth homer of the game.
Man, they're all getting into the action. It's starting to feel like a home run derby up here.
Now at the plate, Yordan Alvarez. Swing and a pop-off in foul ground. That's out number 2.
Hey, partner, how's your scorecard looking right now?
A little dicey, kind of hieroglyphics style at the moment. You know what it's like, Singy? Remember our trip to London, Yankees and Red Sox in 2019? I think there were 50 runs scored in the 2 games combined. My scorecard was ugly for that series. The Stros down to their final strike. Stays alive.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous. And you use like 5 different colors of pens, so like it's just a mosaic over there.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're always judging the different pens. Like, you know, I got the skinny scoring pen, and then I have the red, and then the black, and then I got a highlighter. So there is a lot going on. Check swing, tried to hold up, now an appeal to first. Didn't go. And it looks like he wants to go through the signs again. 2 down, nobody on. This one bashed to left center. On its way, and that one's out of here. Carlos Correa will circle the bags. Second home run of the inning for him. And now, Isaac Paredes. Here's the 0-1. He swings and fouls one off. That one missed. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. The 1-2. Fouled off. And they'll do it again. Line drive. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Orioles slug their way to